Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. So let's continue this series of articles, of important articles that I would like to explain. So today we will pick up. So last time, this was the most important secret to success. And I think living with confidence is really worth explaining and going through. So living with confidence. My loyal readers must have recognized some correlation between the title of this article and the title of my book, Trading with Confidence, Discover the Power of Habits Over Your Trading, which is still available on Amazon. And you can find the link in my YouTube, description. So this is not pure coincidence, as in this article, we will discover the power of habits over your life. Good or bad, habits will always have an impact over your life. According to psychologists, 90% of what we do every day is habitual. This means that from the moment you get up in the morning to the moment you go to sleep at night, there are hundreds of things we do the same every single day. Example, brushing your teeth, driving to work, watching TV, etc. This also means that whatever habits you have developed until now are delivering your current level of results. As Aristotle said, and this is one of my favorite quotes, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So if you are not happy with where you are now, either from the financial perspective, success, relationships, or whatever area, you are going to need to replace some of your bad habits. For example, eating fast food, smoking daily, spending too much time on social medias, with more productive ones. For example, exercising 3 to 5 times a week, stop smoking, start saving money from cigarettes to realize one of your dream vacations or to invest, spending less hours on social medias and more on reading books or looking at motivational contents. Time is either your ally or your enemy. Habits, either bad or good, take time to develop. Studies show that it takes 3 weeks to form a new habit and 3 months to make it become a lifestyle, permanent. But to be honest, nothing is permanent. If one day, let's say you have bad news and you start again smoking or watching too much TV, you can make it become, a habit, and stop exercising or something like this. So nothing is permanent. You have always to be careful. It can happen a day, you, you don't work out, you don't want to do anything, but only one day, and then the day after you start again with your habits, good habits. So good habits requires planning rigorously your time to be able to fit all your activities and habits in the same day. For example, if you want to read 1 hour a day and to exercise for 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, you need to plan for those hours in your schedule. This means that you are in control of your time and that you take charge of your life. Very important. You are in control of your time. Bad habits, on the other hand, will take most of your time and will make you procrastinate even on your most basic needs. For example, taking a shower, cooking, do what you said you would do the day before. And therefore, you are not the architect of your life anymore. You are the time servant. So when you develop good habits, you are the master of your time. You are rarely the slave of good habits. You will not spend your whole day doing a workout or. And on the other hand, bad habits, you are a slave, you know, of your time. So you have to decide. Good habits make time your ally, you stay the master of time, while bad habits makes time your enemy. So a slave of time. Losers seek for short-term gains, winners aim for long-term success. We have seen that habits take time to develop, and you generally don't see the outcomes until later. However, there is a difference in those outcomes depending on whether you develop good or bad habits. So good habits in the short term require sacrifices, effort, discipline, energy, and you don't see the benefits until later. If you start working out today, you won't see the result. If you see yourself in the mirror, nothing has changed. It's only when you look in the mirror 3 weeks or 1 month later that you can see a real difference. So when you go to the gym or start a diet, in the first 3 days you don't see any results, but you have to keep going and believe that the rewards will come, and they will, of course. Bad habits will make you feel good at the moment, and you don't see the negative results effect until later. If you eat pizzas and ice cream and etc. for 1 or 2 days, probably you won't see much change, on your balance, But if you eat junk food every day and spend 6 hours a day watching TV, a few weeks or months later, you will realize that it makes you feel miserable. You gain weight, you feel anxiety, stress, you are out of balance, and it keeps you from achieving your goals if you have goals in the first place. So now, I'm not saying yes that you should never eat junk food or watch TV. That's not true for me. Sometimes I eat pizza or sometimes I watch TV. But what I'm saying is that you must control the short-term pleasure and make them a reward for having kept your commitments of exercising 5 times a week, eating healthy during 6 days a week, etc. So they must be controlled. They must be like a reward of keeping your good habits, and not the reverse. So what I personally do is I choose one day of the week where I fully rest, no work, no gym, and I eat everything I want. I consume as much TV or bad things I want. But after that day, I follow my habits and commitment at 100%. Rewarding yourself for achieving what you said you would do is as much important as your commitments in the first place. Because let's say you have no rest, you are committed 100% every day of the week, every month, etc., you will at one point burn out, mentally and physically. So you have sometimes to, slow down, keep, 1 day or even, let's say you are being committed for 6 months with, of course, always, 1 day or two of rest. After the 6 months, you can take 1 or 2 weeks, of really resting. But that does not mean that you have to come back to bad habits and incorporate eat junk food every day, etc., etc. No, you can do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, not really exaggerate. And then you come back, for another 6 months being serious. But yeah, because the problem, if you take 2 or 3 weeks off and you really, abuse on the, let's say, good things like, eating bad stuff and playing games or too much TV, etc., remember that 3 weeks, it becomes a habit, and therefore it will be much more difficult to come back to a healthy lifestyle. That's why you must not abuse in those, let's say, vacation or whatever you want to call it. It's always good to keep in mind, the efforts you have put, and to not ruin your 6 months of effort and come back to bad habits, because it will be like starting over, from zero. Numbers never lie. So I will not write this article, in this article, the necessary steps to change your habits. At the time, I was doing free coaching, and I can still, if I have the time, I can still do this for free if someone asks me. But if you just take 1 hour less of bad habits every day, for example, scrolling, on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, just 1 hour a day. For example, you take, let's say you go to your home from work, let's say at 6, and you start scrolling normally at 6. You can spend your whole night doing this. Let's say you come back from work, and instead of scrolling from 6 to 7 p.m., you use this time to do a productive thing. For example, I don't know, to read or working on a side project or whatever. So just 1 hour a day, this would free up 365 hours in a year, or 2 months of 4-hour work week. Imagine having 2 months of working for whatever you want to do. So where you could develop a new habit or work on a side project. Imagine what you could do in those 2 months of working exclusively for yourself. Whether in building, good shape, good body, or meditating, you can develop, the habit of meditation, which will release a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. You develop mindfulness, you discover who you are, etc., etc. One habit, which can change your life, upside down. And so I really recommend you, at least, if you don't want to change up everything, and I don't recommend to change everything up, right now. It has to be gradual, Always start slow, but stay committed. Stay consistent in your change. Do not change everything up now, today, and then, give up in 1 month or whatever, because that will have no effect. If you exercise, let's say, every day, meditate, eat healthy, work on a side project, read, etc., all this for 1 month, and then you stop, the effects will not be as good as if you just take one of those habits, for example, reading or meditating. You choose one and you work on it for the whole year. It's better to choose just one thing at a time, work it until it becomes habitual, until it becomes, your lifestyle. And then once it's habitual and you are comfortable with it, you can start adding a new thing. Okay, so that's it for this article. Hope you enjoyed, and feel free to always comment, always appreciating, and see you next time for the next article. Thank you.